Wow, this guy saved his house and claims that God helped him.
I'm a Christian. Oh man, you guys, I don't know. Take care. Yeah, I will. I'll take you in the back. So it's a little bit of a mess. I cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna throw away this. But luckily my insurance claim is gonna be, it's like 5.5 hours of war. So that's it. Burn.
Wow.
And because of that, his air condenser burned. My condenser is fine. I evacuated.
Welcome to the Revo Report. We're inspiring faith with reason and reasoning with faith.
But I was watching some news clippings and I realized the fires are out of control. So I decided to come and take a look. And there was nobody on the way back. Nobody. It was like eerie. Flame, things with the embers flying around. Businesses on the right and left of Lake Avenue were burned out. So I got scared.
Yeah, seeing those photos of people driving through what looks like hell.
So I kicked in, just very lightly. The nails popped off. Took this off, and then I had a direct shot. You can take a look there. This is his garage, collapsed.
This is his neighbor.
But I was aiming basically at the next house. My water will go all the way to his driveway. Because I wanted to skin stuff.
He's getting it in from the
People
pool.
in the military saying how when you're going to the battle, you're basically thinking all kinds of feelings about, I don't know if I should be doing this and that. But then they say once you're in the front line, you forget all about it. Basically, you have to fight for your survival, right? So basically, when I arrived here and I saw this, I got in that mode.
My goodness, this guy was by himself. Oh, he's trying
to stop the fire from the other guy. And it's just like I knew it can be done. I mean, I'm not stupid. I did not want to come here to die for possessions, but I knew it was doable, and I'll feel bad if I didn't try.
My goodness.
11:25 p.m.
Look at those photos. Insane.
I'm a Christian. I don't go
He's
to
a Christian.
church, but I really
But he doesn't go to
believe
church.
That God helped here. God helped me. I mean, I promised a big candle when I go back to Greece. Yeah, we do that.
So he's probably Greek Orthodox. But yeah, he believes in God. And this was wild. And right now, I want to actually answer a theological question that some of you might be wondering. And it's a theological question that will really blow your mind because, like this person, claims to be a Christian, more than likely a Greek Orthodox Christian if he's going to go back to Greece. We go through these journeys in life where the mysteries of life interweaves with faith and reason. And today we witness a man whose home stood unscathed amidst the ravages of the fire. And he's attributing his fortune. Basically, he's saying, this was God. It was God that helped me did this. And, this scenario really prompts us to delve deeper into the essence of belief and the intersection of science, spirituality, and the evolution really of theological understanding. Because the story of this man in Los Angeles brings to light a really profound question. What truly is the nature of faith? And I guess theologically we can answer that as faith is not merely the suspension of disbelief, but an act of trust based on evidence. What did he say? He said, I just knew it was possible. That's what he said. He said, I knew it was possible. I didn't come here to, he was basically saying, I didn't come here to just risk my life. Something was telling me this is possible. And really, this man's experience isn't just about survival at this point. It's now a testament. It's a testimony to a lived reality of his faith. And it's a faith that trusts in the unseen because of what has been seen and experienced. Hebrews 11:1 tells us, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. And this verse encapsulates the idea that faith involves a trust based on evidence not immediately visible that you and I can see, but it's somehow aligning with his beliefs as well. It's aligning on his trust in God. I'm sure in that moment he was praying the entire time, God help me, God keep me alive, God. He's connected in that moment. And the greatest atheist with the best arguments will never convince him that it wasn't God that helped him through that. Romans 1:20 says, for by his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world in the things that have been made. So this supports really the idea that faith can be informed by the observation of the natural world, of even our experience. And I know a lot of people will discount that, saying, oh, well, you can't use your experience to prove God. But this narrative also challenges us to reconcile science, our experience, religion, on how things are happening, why things are happening. And the preservation of this man's home during such a natural disaster could be seen really as a confluence of both. It's now the how of natural law meeting perhaps the why of divine purpose and the meaning of life. So going into the evolution of theological thought, historically theology has never remained static. It has grown, it's adapting to new understandings of science, new understandings of the universe, it's adapting to the culture, different cultural standards. And incidences like this will always cause us to think about, what if God spared that house? Or what if God sent rain? Or is God punishing us? Is he teaching us something here? And really this makes us ponder our understanding of God and how God interacts with the world, how God interacts with us. And it's not necessarily about trying to change God. We're not trying to change God because we can't. He's immutable. But at least trying to comprehend his ways, especially when things like this happen. A lot of people are thinking, God, people are questioning, is it because of Hollywood? I even had some Muslim on my channel say, hey, God logic talks about Muslims in a bad way, and God logic lives in California. Therefore, the fire was for God logic, or the fire was for California because God logic is not representing Islam, or he's insulting Islam, etc. So everybody is putting two and two together, and you just can't help it in situations like this. I know atheists are going to say, oh, well, this is just a fire. It's a fire, and there's no deeper meaning to it. Proverbs 4:18 tells us, but the path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, which shines brighter and brighter until full day. And John 16:12-13 says, I still have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth. And so this speaks of almost a progressive revelation of truth, which can be applied to how theology adapts and evolves with new insights. And that's why the theologians of today have new insights than the theologians of yesterday. And I'm sure 50 years from now, we're going to have new insights about God and how we relate to him, different metaphors, different experiences. And I'm sure the theologians will be quoting the theologians of today in the same manner that the theologians of today quote the theologians of yesteryear. And this is the natural process and evolution of theology, because it is a beautiful paradox. The more we learn about the universe, the more we are drawn to wonder, to ask questions that science really cannot answer. Imagine this man's faith in the midst of chaos. It speaks to a deeper yearning beyond the material. It's a quest for the divine in our daily lives. And just like what we say in this channel, we don't believe that faith is at odds with reason. Actually, we believe that faith complements reason. And one of the reasons why I walked away from the church when I was younger was because I thought that reason and faith couldn't coexist. But actually, when they do complement each other, it can offer a framework where the moral and the miraculous can coexist. I mean, even when we're talking about the resurrection of Jesus Christ, it's an event so pivotal that it invites so much inquiry. It invites linguistic inquiry. It invites archaeological inquiry. It invites anthropological inquiry and philosophical inquiry and scientific inquiry. Yet all at the same time, it stands as a beacon of hope and transformation. In 2 Corinthians 4:17-18, it reads, "For this light momentarily affliction is preparing us an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison, as we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen." And this encourages believers to look beyond the immediate, beyond the circumstances that kind of hit us in the face, the fire and the flames that are right in front of us, and can maybe, just maybe, ponder about eternal significance. And even in situations where people are faced to life and death situations, or they're seeing their entire family's work or life's work getting literally burned in flames. Paul reminds us in Philippians 4:8, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there's any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think on these things." It embraces life and our walk with God, spirituality, science, logic, reason, and everything that involves our existence, urging a holistical approach to thought. And this one man's story that we know obviously changed his life can change our lives too. Now, whether you're a scientist or a theologian or somebody standing in the ashes of doubt, remember that faith invites us into a dialogue with God, urging us not just to survive, but to thrive and to strive for a faith that is both reasonable and robust, and one that gives us courage and boldness, not to shy away from knowledge, because Jesus is truth. And since he is truth, we know that if we seek knowledge, if we seek truth, we will find him. So may you find in your own life, as this man did, evidence of God's love and care, not just in saving what you have, but in shaping who you are. When we truly know what Jesus has done for us 2,000 years ago, coming from heaven to earth, to live as we live, to suffer as we suffer, to die on the cross, but to rise again, we too, perhaps in our situations, can rise out of the ashes. And maybe, just maybe, out of those ashes can come beauty.